gold miners, thus we're optimistic. Oh, there's some. That gold? Yeah, there's some more. Yeah, I like that.
You ready?
That's the way you'd like them to go. Our goal today is trying to follow the pay streak that we discovered a couple of days ago, and we're hoping it's going to continue it. And of course, even if it was worked in times past, we assumed that the old timers wing dam up the river and chiseled through the stuff in those days. But there's been a lot that's accumulated since then. And there's always the possibility of an overlooked crevice. And of course, a pay streak is the best thing you can have when you're dredging, where it's relatively steady. But if you just have to rely on those occasional hot spots or a crevice that they missed, that usually doesn't work out as well because they're just far and few in between. However, I do recall one time that a friend said, you know, a couple years ago I was dredging down in this big river and these guys made a sweep through with this big 8-inch dredge and they took out a whole bunch of gold, but they stopped because their pay streak kind of ended and it was just little pieces of patch, and you could tell by the color it was a brick red peanut butter consistency material, and when you hit that you knew that there would be some gold in it, you know, and they were just getting spotty chunks of that, so they quit. So we went down there and packed in our machine and got dredging, and a few days later some guys with a 5-inch dredge showed up and they were dredging where that 8-inch dredge had gone through that we knew about maybe 2 seasons before or something like that. And we went down and told them, we said, hey, you know, this is where that 8-inch stopped, but well, dredging, but it stopped just up where we are, you know. And they said, oh, well, we want to try it again anyway. And a little while later, they came up and said, you got to come and see this. And they found one crevice that was about this wide and about 4 feet long. And I have a picture of it. There was probably close to a little less than a ½ ounce of gold. I distinctly remember several nuggets that were the size of dimes, but they were thicker, and a nice big round one that was much bigger than a pea. And we looked at it, and you know, it had been dredged all the way around it, but for whatever reason, they skimmed over this and they didn't chisel out the crevice. The bedrock was smooth right in there, kind of rusty red from the mud on it. And they must have been in a hurry, just sweeping with this big dredge, just vacuuming it all up. And they didn't spot this crevice, and they didn't chisel it out. And these guys got a lot of gold out of that one little crevice. And by the way, that's about all they got. The material that had washed in the last couple of years had just a few colors in it, you know. But so, you know, it is possible on a creek like we're on today, is that we could find a little crevice that the old timers had missed. And I found them before, and we knew they had missed it because the material over the crevice, the packed material, had a little bit of quicksilver on some of the gold. It was stuff that had washed in from hydraulicking and minor tailings. But then we sucked that off, and then we started working out the crevices, and the nuggets were bigger, and there was no mercury spots on them. So maybe we'll find one of those.
What's the nugget of truth in that right there? So we're going to be thorough today.
Yep.
So we're gonna thoroughly clean our bedrock to hopefully avoid missing any potential crevices or wedged gold.
That's right. From time to time, we're going to let the water clear off the best we can, and look at it and take our pick and just kind of tap around there to make sure we have it overcome. Some of those crevices that I've seen were just this wide, and they had the red, rusty red pay dirt stuff sitting on them, and they weren't obvious, you know, and yet we carved them out, and there'd be nice nuggets. What are we doing? We're using some good nylon string that Josh had, and I'm tying them up. I want to use it to keep the rocks from sliding down into my boots. I have really tender old feet, And if I get a bunch of gravel in there, it just hurts. You know, it's these little things that slow you down. And let's face it, if we would have worked 15 minutes more when we were here a couple of days ago, oh, we would have gotten a nice little pile of gold. We were on a good run then, you know. But, you know, if you get tired and you just got to quit because you didn't quite get everything right. Oh, this time I brought a t-shirt to go underneath the wetsuit. Sometimes all the action, and, you know, it's just a matter of throwing out rocks. Workaholic down on the water there. And the seams will tend to irritate the skin. And so I put on a t-shirt. So let's make a list. We're going to work on it tonight, aren't we, Josh? We're going to work on a list of things that we brought that was good, and then other things that make things a little better.
I'd rather be prospecting. Back on the pay streak. The pay streak seemed to go.
What?
The pay streak seemed to go over here a little ways. But yeah, run it all the way over to this.
That's right.
Towards the bank until you run out of pay streak.
So we'll kind of evenly work this space out forward, and that'll be better on the rock. We won't be having to just fill on three sides and just leave one side that we're working on. And at least what you said last time, it does look like the bedrock is going down here in places, which is going to be a good sign. It's got that nice pack on it. It's just a line here where the pack material stops.
Right here is the end of Pay Street. So it's from here towards the middle.
Yep.
You seeing some gold?
Well, I saw some little flakes. I don't know whether they're still there or not. Let's take a look.
Nice clean bedrock there.
It's pretty firm out there.
And it doesn't look like you're missing any crevices.
It's been a while. It's moved on it for sure.
You're thoroughly cleaning that bedrock.
I can actually see the black and red rocks on here.
The heavies.
So we have two different packs here. There's a loose pack on the surface. It's kind of brown and fluffy. And it packs pretty good. In fact, it's packed hard enough that there could be gold on top of that. A little bit of blood gold. But then at the bottom on bedrock down here, you'll see it's a gray patch here, and it's really hard. In fact, I had to really get the nozzle close down to suck it up. And that's the better pack at the bottom. But even the top pack at time will keep gold there. And if you don't have any pack, usually you don't find much gold at all. But most of the gold is going to be down in the pay streak, down towards the bottom, in that gray material here. It just barely sucks in the nozzle. In fact, we have our hose set up, and in places we'll have to spray down bedrock here to loosen it up. Yeah, it is faster using the nozzle here, the sprayer, suction hose, because technically the nozzle of the thread is not really a digging tool. Pastry! Pastry! Yeah, about to go! And adventure. Well, you can see here that you can actually see where this rock got pulled off. It doesn't have to move very readily. And then when we go below there, we'll find the actual bedrock. Down here, we can see the bedrock. Now sometimes this will show gold in it. I'll get the puffer hose on it. This is quite the pack. This is a good sign. And this tells us that the pay streak is continuing. We're right about in the middle of the creek, and you know, the bedrock's dipping down too. That could be a hole.
Cleaning those crevices.
They're packed too. They're packed quite hard.
Good looking pay streak.
Oh yeah. This stuff's been here a long time. Well, we're partially done straightening out this hole. You'll see it's really rough and it's a pothole, I guess. But come down and take a look. All that packed dirt is gone now. It's pretty rough. We like to think there's lots to go. We'll know better when we clean up in a little while. Next thing is to get this out of here. It's pretty tight. But I got just about all the sides cut out. Maybe I get it loose now. Woo! All right. But I'm going to carefully cut them out, and then we can roll this rock down. I don't want to really lift it, but we can kind of let gravity take its place. But there's a bedrock groove, well, whatever, that goes up this way. So, you know, we know that we got some good gold in here last night, the last time we were here. So we're going to be careful about this guy. We're getting closer. There's I left one right over here. What you could do on these things, if you're leaning against it and it starts to move, you'll feel it and it'll actually push you out of the way. As it rolls forward, it puts out a wave and you flip your feet up and you kind of float up out of the way. You assume that there's kind of a keystone someplace.
Dude, I got a good spot right here. I got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. Here. You go.
You ready? Whoa! Anticlimactic. We got it.
That's the way you like them to go. Well, let's cut it. It's getting dark. I'm getting cold. And you know, I want to see what we clean up here.
Alright, well, I don't see anything yet, but we'll start tearing this thing down for a cleanup.
There's some. That's all? Oh, there's some more. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Okay. Whoa. Nah.
Yellow rock.
Old man dreams, fantasy dreams here.
Oh, nice.
Before we discard the stuff, we want to look at it carefully.
All right, ready for tomorrow. We're doing it over a tub, so if we have any spillage, we can hopefully contain it.
Go ahead.
All right, make this quick. The mosquitoes are out.
Well, you know, we got some nice gold today. We have it panned out, the -20 mesh, you know, the small little colors and flakes. And I don't think I'm going to do it here. It's getting there close to dinner time and it's time to head back. But that shows that we're on a pay streak. We got to keep heading upstream.